Hi everyone, so in this video I will show you how you can implement dark theme using React. So I have a basic application here, so I have a single component, this is loading this, and I have implemented a checkbox. So when you click on this checkbox, it is implementing the dark theme, and when we are unchecking it, then it is implementing the light theme. So you can see based on that checkbox, it is re-rendering specific UI. So let's see how we can implement this thing using code. And I have opened a React template. So in case you don't know what is code sandbox, so it's basically an online compiler. So using that you can start writing code. You don't have to do any setup. So if you want, you can use code sandbox, or other than that you can use you can install a React application using create React app or anything. So yeah, so in that we have a basic applications. So I have a boilerplate code. So yeah, so and we are printing hello world. On the right side we can see it is printing hello world. So first of all, so in this case we will be creating a state. So that state, in that state we will be storing the theme. So basically I am creating a state first, and in that state we are storing the light as the initial value, and we are getting the current theme, and inside that current theme state we will store the current theme, and we are having a toggle theme function that will update the state. And we are creating a theme, we basically creating a function as handle change theme. So that is basically what it will do, like it will just toggle the theme. So if it is light theme, then it will change it to dark, and if it is dark theme, then it will change it to light theme. Basically it will reverse the theme. And now we are creating a checkbox that will reverse the theme, basically toggle the theme. So we have implemented a checkbox, and in the onChange function we are attaching this handle change theme. So when we click on this checkbox, then it will basically it will toggle the theme. So it will, if it is dark, then it will move it from dark to light, or it is light, then it is move from light to dark. So now we need to create a separate UI for like separate UI which we want to show when it is light theme, and separate UI which we want to show for dark theme. So we have written this code which will be rendered when we are in the light theme, and this is what when it will show when it is dark theme. And based on the current theme we will conditionally render them, and we have used the conditional rendering syntax here. So you can see, like, we have used the current theme. So when it is current theme is light, then we are rendering this thing, and when it is not when it is dark, then it is rendering this. So based on the current theme we will load specific UI. And in the CSS also, like, I have used a class like light container and dark container, and based on that I have given some styling, like dark, when it's dark theme, then background is like black and text color is gray, and when it is light, then it will apply this styling. Okay, so yeah, so now if we try to click on that checkbox, you can see, so it is like changing the theme. So what basically it is doing is that, like, when we are clicking on this checkbox, then this handle change theme, this function is being called, and when this function is being called, it is updating the state. So this is toggle theme, that is basically updating the state, toggling the theme, you can say. So it is just changing the theme. And when the change the since you can see, like, we are updating the state, so we know that when our state is updated, then the component gets re-rendered, and that's what it is happening. So when the state is being updated, then the component gets re-rendered, and in that case, and then it goes, and this part is static, it always loads that, and this part is conditional. So when the theme is light, then it is rendering that, and when the theme is dark, then it is rendering that. So using this like that, you can implement dark theme in React. But so this was a simple example actually. So in this case we have only one component. So inside that we are managing the state, managing the theme basically. So but suppose you have lots of component, okay, and if you want to change and you are changing the theme from here, and you want the you want the entire theme of your application to be changed. So that thing we cannot do using set state. So for that we have to use we have to use context, and inside the context you have to store the state, and then that all the components of the application will be able to access that state. So now let's see how we can do it using the context API. So I have opened my VS Code and I have created a basic React application using create React app. So and we have created so we have got the boilerplate code, and in this case we will be using context to store the state. So we have created a file called context.jsx, and inside that we will be storing the state. So first of all, let's create a context using the react.create context. So basically for storing the theme we will be creating this context, and in this context we will be storing the theme of the application. And now we will be creating a provider for that context, and inside that provider we need to create the theme as a state, and also we need to create a function which will update the theme. So basically you can see inside the provider we have created a theme, and we have implemented a change theme that will basically toggle the theme. So it will just reverse the theme. So if it is light it will move it to dark, or if it is dark then it will move it to light. And then we need to return that provider, and inside that provider we will be passing the value, passing the state and the set state method as the value. So you can see we are passing the current theme and we are passing the toggling theme, these two as the value of the provider. This is done so that all the components of our application can use these values. And now we need to import the context and context provider from the context file. So you can see like here in that, so we had default exported that provider and exported that context. So we'll be importing them in the app.jsx file. So let's do that. So let's import the context provider and the context. And now we will be using the use context hook to consume this context. So basically inside the use context hook you can pass that context, pass the context, and then you can take out whatever you have. So whatever in the provider actually. So here you can see whatever you have provided here. So this thing values, this thing current theme and change theme, this thing we can directly take out from the consuming the context. So now we will be creating a function that will basically create basically toggle the theme. So you can see we are creating a function called handle change theme, and that is basically calling the change theme. And you have seen that this change theme button is just toggling the theme. So this is what it is doing. And now we need to create separate UI for that light container, light theme and the dark theme. So this is what we will be rendering for light theme. You can see we have given it a class light container, and we are using a different UI for the dark theme. Okay, and now we will need to conditionally render them. Okay, so now our application is ready, you can see. So basically what we have done, so based on that conditionally, so basically when the current theme is light, then we are rendering this part, and when the current theme is dark, then we are rendering this part. And we have attached that handle change theme with that checkbox, and this handle change theme is calling this change theme, which again we are getting from the context. So change theme method is here, it is calling that, and it is just reversing the theme. So and when it is reversing the theme, so basically we are since we are storing the state in the context and it is being used by this this app.js file, so it will re-render the app.js file. And this is the benefit, like since we have used the context here, so you can like import this state from any of the components. Suppose you have multiple components also, then also you can import the state from this context and update the state from that specific component, and the entire theme of that component will be changed. So basically if you can you can click on that, so it is toggling the theme. So yeah, this is how you can implement the same thing using context API. So as I was saying, so since we have used the context here, so we are storing the theme of the application in the context. So we can directly though any component in the application can directly use this theme and update the theme, and that will globally update the theme. So let's see an example. So I have created an child.jsx component. So inside that I will from, so yeah, here is the child component. So inside, from that child component also we will be updating the state. So I mean updating the theme, and that will update the theme globally. So let's see. So let's import the use context hook first, and let's import the context, theme context, and then we just consuming the context just like we did in the app.jsx file. And since we are consuming the context, we are getting the current theme and the change theme function. And now we are calling the, we are implementing a handle change theme. And let's now create separate UI for the separate theme. So this is the UI for the dark theme, and this is the UI for the light theme. And now we need to conditionally render them. So we are just using the conditional rendering. So when the theme is light, this is thing rendered. When it is dark, then this thing is rendered. So now what we need to do is that we need to import this child.js file in the app.js file. So we have imported that child component here, and we are rendering it here inside the app.js file. So let's go back to the browser, and if you open the browser, you can see, so we got two separate components. So this is the app component and this is the child component. And now the interesting thing is that, so we have so both of them has toggle theme button, and when you are clicking on that, so you can see it is updating the theme for the child component also. That means it is globally updating the theme. So this is really powerful. And in the same way, we can update the theme from the child as well. So you can see when you are updating the theme from child, it is updating the theme for the entire application. So this has been possible since we have used that we have used context to handle the theme. So yeah, so using context, you can globally manage your theme. So globally you can implement the dark theme, light theme, toggle switch. So yeah, this is very important. So although this application was very simple, but this pattern is very important, and if you know this pattern, then you can globally handle state, and you can when there are lots of components in your application, then you can implement dark theme for your application. So this pattern is important. So this is how you can use the context API to implement dark theme in React. So that's it from my end. I hope you enjoyed it. So if you have any doubts or if you have any questions, then you can put them in the comment box. I will I'll check your comments and try my best to reply you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you.